Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always, and in this video we're going to talk about the recent Songbird proposal which has passed and what this means for you as a user of the Songbird network moving forward. So here we are on Twitter with the Flare Network's official account, and it's talking about the initial proposal, the very first proposal on Songbird, and that it's actually concluded with 98% in favor of actually going forward with this proposal. And you may be wondering what the proposal actually is, and it's to reduce the FTSO vote power cap to 2.5, and this is from the original vote power cap of 10%. Now, this is actually going to mean a number of different things for you as a delegator. So here we are at Flare Metrics, and this is a site that basically displays information regarding various signal providers. And if we scroll down here, you can see that the top 10% are actually above the new threshold which is implemented at the start of the very next epoch. That's this coming Saturday. So all of the top 10 are above this threshold. And I want to talk about what this actually means, because in terms of delegation, in terms of the SGB rewards for delegation that are given out, this is not going to change, okay? The same amount of SGB each epoch is going to be distributed as rewards for delegation. Now, individually for you as a delegator, you may see a decrease in rewards, and I want to expand on this and tell you exactly why. So the vote power cap for this epoch before the proposal has been implemented is 10%, which means all of these signal providers, with them all being under 10%, are going to receive delegation rewards for every single SGB that has been delegated to them. That's not going to be the case moving forward, right? So the cap, the new cap, from the next epoch is at 2.5% vote power, or 2.5% of the SGB that's delegated. So as we can see here, let's take DeFi Oracles as an example. DeFi Oracles has a vote power at the minute of 5.21%. So let's just say that that's 5%, double of the cap of 2.5% moving forward. This means that for the first 2.5%, everyone will receive all of the rewards and nothing changes. And for every person that delegates WSGB over this 2.5% cap, it's not actually going to generate any rewards. So if you're delegating to a signal provider that is over the cap, you will still receive rewards, but it's just going to be diluted. You can make an assumption that if the vote power for a particular signal provider is double, then you can expect half of the rewards, because they will only generate the rewards for the first 2.5%, and if that's being shared between double the amount of people, that means that you're going to get half the rewards. And this is where things become really beneficial for the FTSO system. It means that some of these signal providers at the very top who are making a very large amount of money, some of the delegators may actually choose to delegate to signal providers that are yet to reach the vote cap. Now, this is good for mainly one huge reason. It's going to help support the decentralization of the FTSO. And what do I mean by that? It's going to remove this concentration at the top where all of the delegators are chasing the highest rewards. And if I'm honest, that's a way that we have all of this concentration at the very top, and it's not necessarily beneficial for the system as a whole. We want a range of different signal providers submitting prices and having their say. I mean, if we scroll down here, you can see that some of these barely represent 1%, and it means that they don't really have a say in what is considered an accurate price. The way that the system currently works is, you know, if someone's providing accurate prices, they get more delegations, which means that they have a bigger weighting in what is considered an accurate price, in quotation marks, and that makes them more accurate, which receives more delegations, and it's this vicious cycle where a lot of the delegations sort of migrate to the top, and it's very concentrated. And some of these signal providers are providing some incredible services outside of the scope of being a signal provider. And, you know, they don't really see the rewards or the return for running their infrastructure as some of the signal providers right here at the top. And I think it's a real shame, but in order for this, I guess, system to be sustainable, a lot more people need to get rewarded, and that's what's going to happen as a result. Some of these rewards that are from the top signal providers are going to go down to some of the signal providers which are not yet reaching that cap, that threshold of the new vote power, which is going to be 2.5%. So I guess to summarize, the two main changes that you're going to notice is that your reward rate may potentially go down, and I wouldn't recommend joining something that is very high above the vote power threshold. But in exchange for that small reduction in reward rate, you're actually going to see a lot of these lower, these signal providers which are considered less accurate. You're going to see them with a little bit more skin in the game. They're going to start earning rewards, which is going to allow them to provide this service for a much longer time. It's going to be a lot more sustainable for them, because at the minute, I can guarantee you that some of these signal providers, you know, they may have a lot of infrastructure costs which they are not really seeing the return. So maybe some of these lower signal providers don't get the fees required to actually pay off the infrastructure costs, which means that they're actually technically could be losing money. And, you know, that's not good for the system, because if some of these delegators or some of these signal providers end up dropping off the network, it's not going to be well for the, I guess, the decentralization of the network. So that's what this vote power cap reduction is all about. It's about spreading the delegations, removing that concentration at the very top in exchange for a small price, which is a lower reward rate potentially for some of them. If you're at 2.5%, you're delegating to a signal provider at 2.5%, then you have nothing to worry about. You will receive the same rewards as you would before this change took place. So again, it looks like there has been an overwhelming majority in support, 98%, which is actually pretty great. And I, for one, am very happy that this proposal has passed, and I hope that you are too. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.